Creating assessments from instructional materials is easy, and it's a great way to come up with formative assessments. So we're going to start with classrooms, moving to instructional materials. In this instance, we are interested in having a mathematics class for the 4th grade, and fractions with like denominators is going to be our search category. And notice in using the drop-downs for mathematics, you do have the ability to choose multiple subjects if you wish, but in our case, we're only going to be looking in mathematics. The same would apply for grade. So after clicking search, it will come up with our list of materials, and I'm going to scroll down a bit. And I notice there's one that I have saved before. I can tell because my little heart button says it's been saved. And I remember I liked that one. Just to make certain nothing has changed and everything is working with that one, I'm going to click on that resource. And scrolling down just a bit, I'm going to ask to view that resource to make certain that it's still in the bank. And indeed, I see it is, and I remember this now. I remember it's a really nice video. It's short. It's just a little under 5 minutes, and that's perfect. So returning back to Schoolnet, I'm ready to simply, with this resource, click on the link to build the Express test. Now at that point, the first thing I need to be concerned with is the name of the test. And you'll notice it took the name directly from the resource. You have an edit button to its immediate right, and what I'm going to do is to triple click to select everything and touch my delete key. And remember, the format for the name of a classroom test is always going to be something that describes the test that will show up in gradebook, so it makes sense to your students and their parents. And then the grade number and the subject combined in the center. And then to the far right side, or the third section, that's the standard. So in our case, it's going to be like denominators, and I've abbreviated num sentences, underscore, 04 math, underscore, and then the standard. Scrolling down, notice we have a total of 8 questions chosen by default. If you instead would rather have a 10-question test, you get to choose from each of the different standards that it's drawing from. You could increase that. Instead of having only 2, have 4 questions for a total of 10. And now, build the Express test. When the Express test is built, what you'll always want to do is make certain the name is proper. You'll want to make certain you look at each of the questions, and that would be clicking on the More button to shrink it. It's less, and you would proceed to do that for each of the questions, making certain there are no blank questions. And scrolling all the way back up to the top, it's very important to do a preview of the online test, so you'll see what the students see. And I'm going to resize this window so it fits within our boundaries. Now ordinarily you would maximize this window if this were an actual taking of the test. And so I see there's my header page. If I click Start Test Now, my first question. And I would proceed to do that through all of the questions. And then when I'm finished previewing the test, I click Pause, and I say I'm ready to exit the test. So at this stage, I'm pleased with my assessment, which was created from an instructional material. And you'll notice the steps, or the test stages. Right now I'm in a private draft, and I am ready to schedule. And once scheduled, and I'm ready to do that, so I'm going to click the button, I'm warned, now I've got to be careful because once I say OK, there can be no further editing of this test. I can always make a copy of it and make changes to the copy, but not this test. I'm going to click OK. So now you notice on the test stage section, it's moved to the stage ready to schedule. And at this point, we would follow through with scheduling. The scheduling process is handled in a later video.